Hi everyone, welcome to Crochet Collective. This week I'm going to be looking at baskets. So you can make a basket out of anything, whether that's acrylic, cotton, bamboo, twine, jute, plastic carry bags, doesn't matter. So just pick whatever your favourite is. Now my favourite is Tshirt yarn. This is one of my favourite brands, which is the Hooked Spaghetti, I suppose it's pronounced. And this one recommends using a 12mm hook, which is quite big. I haven't actually got a 12, so today I'm going to be using a 10mm, but I have also got a 15mm as well. So if you haven't got the right sized hook, that's not a problem. You can move up or down depending. So I'll just show you first of all what it would look like with the 15mm, because it would be quite different, and it's just whichever way you prefer, and it will depend on how tight you crochet as well. So as you can possibly see with this one, it makes quite big loops. So if you haven't used Tshirt yarn before and you haven't used a big hook, then I would probably recommend going bigger than what the packet suggests. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just pull my magic circle tight. I'll show you how to do this properly in a moment. I just wanted to demonstrate the difference in hook sizes, because the most common question in any of the crochet groups is usually, I've got such and such yarn, what size hook should I use? And there isn't really a one size fits all, but there is a guide. So with Tshirt yarn, especially if it's the good quality stuff, I'd probably say you don't want anything smaller than an 8, but I'd probably go for 10 or 12. So this is a 15. It makes quite a holy basket, but I do quite like that. Just depends what you're using it for as to whether that would be of use to you or not. So I'm going to use the 10mm. So remember, it does suggest using a 12, but I'll use a 10 just to show you. Now, if you're going smaller than what it recommends, make sure you don't crochet too tight. Otherwise your work will start to curl and you'll find it really hard to get the hook through. So I'm going to start with the magic ring. I have got another video for this if you struggle, but I'll just show you quickly now. So you cross over, turn, under the first, over the back, pull through and twist and get hold of it. And that there is your magic circle. And what we're going to do is we're going to work 6 single crochets into the magic ring. So just chain to secure your ring. That's not going to count as a stitch. And we're going to do 6 single crochets. So I'm not pulling too tight because it'll be hard to get your hook back through and it will make the circle start to curl. I have also got another video, and I'll pop the link in the description box, for how to make a circle any size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And then get your short end of your circle and pull. Now don't pull too tightly, that is plenty. If you pull really tight, you'll start to pull these stitches in and you won't be able to get into them. And again, it's likely to make your work curl. So we've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we want to work into this one. Now you can, if you want, slip stitch, pull through, chain 1 and carry on going. But you will get a bit of a line sort of through your circle as to where you've joined. So I tend to just continue working in the round. So I'm now going to go to doing 2 single crochets in every stitch until I've got 12. So I haven't used a stitch marker yet because it's a bit of a faff for how quick this round would be. So I'll just count to 12 instead. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, So just double check now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now this is the next one I'm going to be working into. So just continue increasing until the base of your basket is the size that you want. So you can either use a stitch marker, but you'd need probably one of the plastic ones, as you'll find that these are very small and fiddly to get into. Or you can just use a piece of different coloured yarn. All you do is lay that over the top and then continue working. So if this was my next round, I would now, because I started with 6, I'm going to increase by 6 on every round. So 12 add 6 is 18. So 1, 2, 3. But because I've got a stitch marker in, again, you don't have to count to 18. You can just do it this way instead and go 1 and 2. And then your next one will be 1 and 2. I'll just unwrap a little bit more with it. 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. So this pink or coral coloured yarn that I'm using, I don't think this is the same brand. It's actually got a cardboard inner tube, I suppose you'd call it. Downside with that is that you can't pull from the centre, so you'll find that as you're working round, you've got to keep unwrapping it. See, this one's cardboard inside. I haven't still got the band. I think I bought this second hand from somebody selling on eBay. So it is a little bit more fiddly. With the hooked spaghetti one, which I prefer, there's no cardboard in it and you can just pull from the centre. So it's a lot easier to work with. So keep going with your circle until the base of your basket is as big as you want it, and then come back to the video. So I'm going to pop that to one side. And in true Blue Peter style, here's one I made earlier. So this has been done with a 10mm hook, plastic stitch marker in there to show that I'm at the start of the round. And for this basket, this is how big I'm going to make it. So there's 2 different ways you can now work your basket upwards. So the first one is the easiest, and this can be done, or rather you can do it this way no matter what material you're using, and it's really easy to do. So all you would do is you're just going to go in the back loops only. So it's up to you. You can either slip stitch and chain one and carry on, or you can just continue working. So I was going to slip stitch, I'm going to pull it through like that, and that will finish my circle off nice and neat. Then you're going to single crochet in back loops only all the way around, so no increasing, no decreasing, just working in the back loops. So not through both like you normally would, just through the back. So just do that all the way around. Pop in your stitch marker or your piece of yarn so that you know where you did that slip stitch. Okay, otherwise you'll end up keep going in back loops forever and you'll not know where to stop. Other way you can do it is obviously if you've counted the stitches on this last row, then you just know to do that many back loops. Keep dropping that. And I'm not crocheting too tightly because what we want this to do is this is going to sort of fold upwards to make the sides of your dish, bowl, basket, whatever it is that you're making. So this is if you want a flat bottomed basket. You could obviously make it more like a bowl and you would just steadily increase. And in between your increases, do a row of no increases. And that would give you more of a sort of fruit bowl style basket. So have a play around with it. You don't necessarily always need a pattern to follow. You can just play with it, get a rough idea. And again, the great thing with baskets is they're really good to have a play with patterns. So if you found a stitch on a blanket, so I like Bella Coco's bobble stitch blanket, you could use one of the rows of bobble stitch and put that in a basket, for example, just to give it a bit of a different pattern. So that's my last back loop there. So I'll take the stitch marker out, and as you can see, it's starting to curl And that's what we want. So all you do then is pop it down. And this now, because you've worked in the back loops, you've basically turned your work to face upwards. So you're sort of turning it inside out. So that's the right side, that's the wrong side, and the wrong side's now in the basket. You've got a base and an upstand. So now this is a bit where you can do whatever you like. So you can work as tall as you like or as short as you like. But make sure now you're going back to working in both loops, not the back loop anymore. So now you're going to work through both loops all the way around again. No increases, no decreases. Just continue working to the height that you want it. And that would be a really simple, easy way to make a basket of any size. So you can do the circle, any size. Again, I've got another video for that. And you can work as tall as you like. So that is a really, really simple way to make a basket. And t-shirt yarn is my favourite. Really good bargains to be had on eBay, people selling secondhand, which is always better than buying new. But other than that, it can be a little bit tricky to come by. Not all the websites, usual crafting sites have it. But I'll find some and pop some links to those. And then I'll do another video of another really cool way to work upwards on the basket. But have a go with that, and I'll post another video soon with an alternative.